Hello writers, come write with me. My name is Mykela Greenwood. I create worlds for mind adventures. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Write with Mykela. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell so you can go on this journey with me. Today is Tuesday, so we are going to discuss some jargon. Every Friday, when I read a chapter, I tell you that it is copyright protected. And while I haven't registered for that protection, what exactly do I mean? Well, overall, copyright protection is for literary and artistic materials and works, such as books and videos, and the creation of the work automatically generates the protection. A copyright is a form of intellectual property protection that covers original works. And as I just said, and will re-emphasize, that just that creation of those works automatically generates the protection. That is why I tell you that no one may use any part of the chapters I read in creating their own stories. It's just a reminder of that protection. Copyright protects literary, dramatic, musical, and artistic works, including poetry, novels, or other forms of original writings, art, research, movies, songs, and other forms of audio and video materials, computer software, architecture, ideas, discoveries, principles, listings of ingredients or contents in a recipe, not just for food. So you see, this protection is quite extensive. However, works that are not available in some tangible form, such as a speech that no one wrote down or recorded, cannot be copyrighted. It's still in my head. It's not recorded. Nobody knows about it. That's not copyrighted. Also, there are works that the public considers common property, such as calendars or height and weight charts. Another consideration is time. Some works in the public domain have had the copyright expire or forfeited or waived, and no one can copyright these again. In the U.S., the duration of copyright for original works created by an individual lasts for the lifetime of the author or creator, plus 70 years. So, since Shakespeare died around 1616, I could read his works on the channel without written permission, and I would not be violating copyright protection. Of course, I would still give the proper credit, and that brings us to the next term, plagiarism. Plagiarism is the practice of taking someone else's work or ideas and passing them off as one's own, or to give the impression that the ideas or words of another person are actually your own. If someone does this intentionally, it is outright theft. But even done unintentionally, it is still wrong. We can avoid most cases of plagiarism by citing sources. Simply acknowledging that you borrowed certain material and then providing your audience with the information necessary to find that source is usually enough to prevent plagiarism. Still, in college, for our research papers, our professors told us to also put our research in our own words and not copy word for word. So we would arrange it, but we would also cite the source. So that brings us to our next term of how to cite these sources. The next term is footnotes. Footnotes are an ancillary piece of information at the bottom of the page. An endnote would be similar, but it would be at the end of the document. What the heck is ancillary? Ancillary is a person or thing that provides necessary or additional information or support. So we use footnotes or endnotes to cite our source or to give credit to the source or the original information or the creation of the material. Now, as writers, we certainly can use footnotes for other information. In The King's Daughter, the measurements I use aren't the same as ours. And really, why would they be? I mean, this is a different people altogether, different place, their map is different, everything. So why would they use our measurements? So once I use the term park, I footnote the term and tell the reader that a park is approximately equal to 1 inch. This ancillary information helps my reader or gives my readers support. When I'm preparing for my videos, I usually Google the terms to make sure I have sound definition. And I'm sure if you Googled the same terms, you would find a lot of what I say here. You would find what I say here, there. But I take the definition and I add to it. I try to give examples, just like I told you about The King's Daughter. That piece isn't on Google, at least not yet. But definitions aren't necessarily creative works. Although Webster may disagree, and certainly Webster's definitions are certainly different, or they aren't the same as American Heritage's definitions. Still, I feel those are more like common property. Society doesn't work without definitions. We have to have an understanding of what these words mean. If we didn't have inherent definitions, then no one would understand any of the words I spoke at all. Now the why. Why am I bringing up such a boring topic? Well, when you put pen to paper and create a story, or in today's age, when you open your laptop and type a story that you create, isn't it good to know that it is automatically copyright protected? You created it. It is yours. You own it. That's why I say for me to read it on the channel, I need written permission. When I read your chapters, I will give you credit or your pen name credit. I also state I want pen names for minors, so I can give them credit and protect their identity both at the same time. Now, writing is fun. Creating a story is fun. We've learned about a lot of tools. And now we've learned that we don't have to worry as much about someone stealing our ideas. Of course, we haven't touched on AI. Some of the things in the news about their plagiarism abilities is super scary. Many artists and writers are worried because the abilities of ChatGPT are incredible. But the current laws do not require these robots to give credit to original authors or artists. The laws do not require that. So you could read a piece and the robot could take credit and not know where they got their ideas or anything from. These robots can read my works of fiction, like all of my works, in a matter of minutes, and then finish any unfinished work. And no one would be able to tell that the voice changed or the writing style changed. These robots have that much capability. And they could finish all my books in under 3 minutes. But it would take me months or years to finish. The King's Daughter will take me years. Mykela will take me months. What if I gave, let's just do a supposition here. What if I gave ChatGPT or an AI robot the version of City of the Ancients that I read on the channel? And separately, I edited the story myself. And then we took the two and compared, and they were nearly the same. That would be scary, especially with that one disconnected scene. For that one scene, I didn't give myself enough details to remember my train of thought. So, would the robot and I both edit that out? Or would we both connect it in a similar way? I ask this because Jordan Peterson a writer and a professor, experimented with this and said the robot or Chat GPT wrote a book in his voice with all the prescripts he prescribed, and it wrote it in under 3 minutes. He was talking about a full manuscript, not a page or a paragraph like when we pause our video. Full manuscript. And he himself could not tell that he hadn't written it. When he read it, it sounded and presented things just as he would have. So that is super scary for us artists and writers. But I don't want us to focus on the scary part of people or robots stealing our works or our ideas. Our work is copyright protected as soon as we create it in a tangible form. So even though you have not seen a written word of City of the Ancients, it's on video. That's tangible. That's protected. When you send me a PDF or Word document with your chapter, that's tangible. That's protected. We as humans value our works and the works of others, so we will do our best not to plagiarize others and to give credit to others' works with footnotes or endnotes. Leave a comment below on if you have worried about someone stealing your work. Maybe that's why you haven't sent me your chapters yet. Leave a comment below on if you've seen an AI created painting or if you've chatted with ChatGPT. Also, leave a comment below on which bios you read from my website, bymykela.com. Join me Friday. I will read chapter 8 of Tahia. Join me Tuesday for some talk about the weather. Trust me, this is no small talk. It will be fun. Or at least more dynamic than today's discussion of copyright protection. If you hit like, subscribe, and the bell notification, then we will continue to write together. Thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate your participation. If you know someone who would like this video, then please share it with them. This is Mykela with Write with Mykela. Bye for now.